Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunter of the playbook. Bring you an NFL matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Indianapolis Colts. Now you look at the Cowboys coming to this game, tough loss against the Saints on Thanksgiving night. But one thing that showed me a lot about the Cowboys is they still have the talent to compete with anybody in this league. So offensively, what you want to do when playing a team like the Colts that's a little bit light up front, take advantage. So the key matchup is your offensive line versus their defensive line. You guys can run out of any formation. One thing that proves to be successful is running out of a 3 wide receiver set, the 3x1, the 2x1, with the 2 wide receivers to one side, wide receiver to the other side, tight end right there at his natural position. If you guys can run effectively from this 2x1 formation, that traditional single back type of formation, you guys can have some success because you guys are huge up front. You got to lean on that defensive line of the Indianapolis Colts, force these guys to tire out, force these guys to be run defenders, and force them to come with a run blitz. Therefore, you'll be able to hit some play action passes deep down the field. So you guys match up well offensively with the O-line versus the D-line of the Indianapolis Colts. Also, guys, tie up your loose ends. No mental errors, no false starts, no drop passes, no fumbles, Roy Williams. You know, you guys have to protect the football, and you can find yourself winning any game you play because you guys have that talent on offense from the top wide receiver to your bottom wide receiver. You guys have some size, you have some speed, you can cause problems for a defensive front. You just have to protect the football and no mental errors. Now defensively, getting after Peyton Manning is key. I want to see how well they defend DeMarcus Ware. And my suggestion, keep him moved around, because if Peyton Manning knows the pressure is going to constantly come from his backside, he's going to effectively keep drifting to his right and throwing the football, you know, away from the pressure. So you want to keep DeMarcus Ware on the move. That's one aspect. Keep the pressure coming from all sides with Ware, and that's going to confuse that Colts offensive line and give Peyton Manning problems back there in the pocket. Now, speaking of Peyton Manning, he was out there throwing interceptions like it was 1999 again. So Peyton Manning has to get better at protecting the football. I know there was an aberration. I know Peyton Manning is not going to throw 4 interceptions. We don't have to worry about him throwing interceptions like that ever again. But one thing that's important, guys, protecting the football, and that's going to keep you guys ahead of the chains. Yes, you guys have injuries on offense, but that can't be an excuse because you have talent to back up all these players that you guys have out. So again, keep the offense on pace. Don't allow yourself to turn the football over. And when you're attacking the Dallas Cowboys, attack those cornerbacks deep. These are guys that always get caught looking in the backfield. I don't know what they're looking at. So one thing that's important about Peyton Manning, if you give him a half second more, that's a half a second more that the defense has to cover. They can effectively throw the football deep down the field, and that's how you beat the Cowboys. You have to attack the vertical secondary of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, defensively coming into this matchup, you guys have to really get aggressive against the run, because what Dallas is going to try to do is going to try to run the football, so you guys can use effective zone blitzes to get the run, to get yourself in a position to stop the pass. Therefore, you can make aggressive stops on the run game, because if you can stop the Dallas run early, Jason Garrett is a guy that's not going to stick with it. He's a guy that's going to try to get he wants to throw the football. Former quarterbacks want to throw the football and show their passing skills through their offensive players. So if you can stop the run early, you're going to force Dallas to make plays consistently in the passing game, and which that's going to play into your hands, because you have Freeney and Mathis, guys that can get after the quarterback and cause problems for Kitten in that passing game. I'm going with Indianapolis in this matchup. They got the face kicked in last week and got punched in the mouth pretty hard. So they're going to come back and respond well with the sound passing attack. They're going to utilize their pass to set up their run. So they're going to slowly and methodically move the football down the field with the short to intermediate passing game. Now, Dallas will be able to keep this close because they have the big offensive line to shrink the football game if Garrett decides to stick with the run. So look for a close game, a competitive game. This is going to be probably the best matchup of the week. Looking at these two teams play, slug it out in the not the RCA Dome, Lucas Oil Stadium. For more NFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan.